Is Anne on vacation?
She is. Hi, everyone. We're gonna wait a couple more minutes for a couple more planning commissioners to arrive. Thank you for your patience. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Heather, our chair, is out sick, and Joey, our vice chair, is out of the country, so I'm going to take us through this meeting. We will go ahead and call the meeting to order at 4:02. And I'll do a roll call of planning commissioners. Heather Lind, Howard Tritz, Joey Edwards, Steve Stevens,
Here.
David Clark Barrel,
Here.
and Jason Marufo.
Here.
Thank you. Do roll call of county commissioners, Commissioner Fiedler, Commissioner Mudge, and Commissioner Edwards.
Here.
Thank you. We have no changes or additions to the agenda. And I'll ask the planning commission if they have had time to review the May 28th minutes.
Yes.
Great. Do we have a motion to approve those minutes?
Motion to approve. Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Does he want to vote?
Sorry,
We only got one yay.
we got three. Kamal?
You did?
Yeah. Curious.
Staff updates. So we have a major subdivision and plan unit development scheduled for July 22nd. That is Timber Ranch. And I sent out the overview sheet today. So once everyone's had a chance to review that, please reach out to staff with any questions. And we have a lot of other applications in the queue, but none scheduled quite yet. But be expecting to have quite a few more placed on upcoming agendas. The Board of County Commissioners passed a sign permit moratorium on May 23rd. And that will give staff time to look at our sign code, update our sign code. And that moratorium will be lifted November 19th, if not earlier. We have started working with community builders who are going to help us leading into our comprehensive plan update in 2025. And we will likely invite them to an upcoming work session so that they can fill the planning commission in on what we plan to do with them. And just a quick short-term rental update, we currently have 11 standard licenses available. And I actually created a memo for the Board of County Commissioners, so I can pass that on to the Planning Commission as well. And that kind of gives updates on how the implementation has gone. It's a really helpful, quick overview sheet. So that is staff updates. Moving on to old business, staff has none. New business, the first order of business is file 2418 Birch Backcountry Zone site plan review. And at this time, staff is asking the planning commission if we could make a motion to table that file to a date certain of June 24th, just to give staff a little more time to do a more thorough review of the application, and give the applicant more time, to submit some submittal materials as well. So if that suits the planning commission, we ask for a motion to table that file to a date certain of June 24th.
Motion to file
To a date certain
to a date certain,
of June 24th.
June 24th.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to our second order of business. It is file 24-19, Domino's Pizza Site Plan Review. And at this time, I will read the opening statement. The Lake County Planning Commission will now conduct a public hearing. The statement I am reading shall be incorporated into and made a part of the record on these proceedings. The Planning Commission has jurisdiction to conduct a public hearing on site plan review under section 3.13 of the Lake County Land Development Code. The purpose of this hearing is to consider whether the proposed amendment should be approved. In considering that matter, the Commission will address the approval criteria set forth in section 3.13.3 of the Lake County Land Development Code. The procedure to be followed in this hearing will be as follows. 1, members of the Commission will disclose any ex parte communications. 2, the county staff will make an initial presentation. 3, the applicant may then make their presentation. 4, after that, any other persons either supporting or opposing the application may present evidence. Number 5, supporting and opposing witnesses may be questioned by the Commission. Once questioning is concluded, no further questioning is permitted unless granted by the chair. Number 6, the applicant may then present any rebuttal evidence. The parties and witnesses are asked not to submit redundant, irrelevant, or cumulative evidence. If someone has already made the point that you wish to make, simply say so. The chair will also require that all comments be made to the Planning Commission and that there will be no dialogue between the applicant and members of the audience. At the conclusion of the evidentiary portion of the hearing, the chair will entertain a motion to close the evidentiary portion of the hearing, and the Commission will discuss and weigh the evidence. Then there will be a motion to close the discussion phase of the joint public hearing. The chair of the Planning Commission will entertain a motion on the application. The motion may take the form of one of the following recommendations. 1, approve the application with no conditions. 2, approve the application with the recommended conditions. 3, approve the application with newly identified conditions. Or 4, deny the application. The planning director shall make a record of any substantial discussion on the motion and include that in the record with the decision of the Commission. Are there any objections to the jurisdiction of the Commission or to the form or substance of these proceedings?
No.
Okay. Hearing none, I will now ask that each planning commission member, if you've had any ex parte communication to disclose, and if so, please disclose them now. Jason Rufo,
None.
David Clark Barrel,
None.
and Steve Stevens.
None.
Okay, so I have a short and sweet presentation, and then I will let the applicant add anything if they would like. And give me a moment while I try and work Zoom. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So this is an application for a site plan review. It's for a Domino's Pizza located at 2017 North Poplar Street. And it is at the same location that the Pizza Hut was located. It's on a half-acre lot and it is zoned business. So a restaurant is a use by right in the business zoning district. But for any new commercial operation, they must go through a site plan review. So that is why we are here tonight. And the applicant is proposing Minimal work to the exterior of the building, and the interior work in the building will be reviewed at the time of building permit. And I just wanna see, actually, okay. So the approval criteria, the staff report did a good job of going over the approval criteria. And we concur with the applicant that the approval criteria have been substantially met within this application. However, we do have a few talking points that will lead to our recommended conditions of approval. So the first talking point is that we believe that this is an unplatted parcel. So we are recommending that a condition of approval for a survey to be required prior to the restaurant opening. And this will just verify that there are no encroachments on the property, and will locate the property lines and verify that the building is within those property lines. So that is our first recommended condition of approval. We are also suggesting a condition of approval, or a condition requiring the removal of the existing pole sign. It is, we think, an eyesore, and in addition, we are not sure that is even within the boundary lines of the property. So further, the survey will verify that, but we are recommending condition of approval that the existing pole sign be removed prior to the issuance of a certificate of occupancy. The third item we would like to bring up is the parking lot. As you can see from these pictures, there are a couple potholes and the parking lot needs some work. So we are recommending that the applicant not only repair the potholes, but seal coat the parking lot and then restripe as they have already said that they would do. And the first item or the last item of discussion is landscaping. So because the applicant is proposing 15 or more parking spaces, our land development code requires landscaping be added as a buffer with the street. In response, the applicant has stated that they would decrease the number of parking spaces, and I will let the applicant speak to that in their presentation. So based on these discussion items, staff has recommended 9 conditions of approval, and I can quickly read them. So number 1, a boundary survey or ALTA survey shall be submitted to Community Planning and Development prior to the opening of the facility to the public. Upon approval by CPD, the survey shall be recorded. Number 2, the sign pole and frame shall be removed prior to the issuance of a certificate of occupancy. Number 3, the parking lot shall be repaired where necessary, seal coated and restriped prior to the opening of the facility to the public. Number 4, pursuant to section 6.15.4E, a landscaping plan shall be submitted to CPD for review and approval prior to the opening of the facility to the public. Number 5, the applicant will obtain a retail food license from the Lake County Public Health Department before opening to the public. Number 6, the interior will need to be reviewed by Leadville Lake County Fire Rescue. Number 7, Parkville will need an approved backflow valve installed with current certification. Number 8, if the gas and or electric loads increase from the existing load requirements, the meters will need to be brought up to current Excel standards. And number 9, all statements made in the application and the hearing shall be considered as conditions of approval unless they conflict with any other condition of approval. Those are staff's recommended conditions. Overall, we do applaud the applicant because we do believe that this will be an improvement to the current lot.
So the square footage dictates how many parking spaces he needs, right?
I believe so.
That threshold in the code is what, 13 spaces or something?
It's 15 parking spaces.
So I guess maybe we refine that condition I didn't think about it till just now, because that's gonna push him over. So if he's over those parking spaces, he'll have to bring in a landscaping plan. If he can stay under it based upon the square footage, then he won't be required to, right? That's gonna dictate it based upon parking. Does that make sense, everybody? I can clarify that.
And Paul Clarkson was going to be on this meeting, and he could speak to that too.
I would just say on the landscaping plan, subject to required parking spaces. I mean, we'll be able to figure it out anyway, but that's what's gonna trigger it.
Any questions from the planning commission?
No.
Okay, Richard, if you would like to add anything, or if you have a presentation prepared, you are welcome to share.
Thank you. I did not hear what the other person suggested, but I just wanted to say thank you for putting this presentation together. It actually looks good. It covers pretty much everything that we plan and intend to do. So I think with the proposal for conditional approval, we can meet all of those requirements. I think the only thing that was a concern for me was just the parking spaces. And right now on the site plan, we have a total of 25, and the code says 15 or less, and then we would not require any, at the time we don't require any landscaping. So I was thinking, because I was there a lot in the winter, and it can accumulate a lot of snow, and we needed a location on the lot where we can store that snow removal. And pretty much the back side of the parking lot is going to be covered with snow in the winter. And also we have some, I think about 4 parking spots here just by the dumpster. That is too close to the building that we were going to reserve for employee parking, but I don't think that would be needed. Also, there are like a total of 4 extra parking slots as well, just across the highway there, which honestly, I do think that is too close to the highway. And if we were gonna add any landscaping there, we would even need to take that out in the first place. So, and I have currently 2 existing Domino's outlets, and we're typically a carry out and a delivery service kind of business. Now we do get some people who would dine in here and there, but we've never really had a situation where we're going to have 15 cars parked in our lot at any given time. So I do think that the traffic that we're going to be bringing in wouldn't be up to 15. That's including the staff working at the stores to fill up that lot. So that's why I was suggesting that we could bring that down to 15, that way we can meet the requirements.
So the issue is that your square footage of the restaurant's going to dictate how many parking spaces are required. So if there are more than 15 spaces required, the code is gonna be triggered for you to provide landscaping. That's what we're saying.
And I don't have, I actually don't know,
And so we
to be
did,
very honest, what the code says for square footage and parking spaces, so we
it'll
can.
just be subject to that review, that's all. Did you hear me? It's just gonna be subject to that review.
Right, yeah, I got that, yes.
Okay.
Anything else, Richard?
No, I would say, I just want to say thank you guys for taking the time to put this together, honestly, just that. And hopefully if this gets approved, I'm looking forward to bringing Domino's into town.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, we will open public comment, and it is 4:20. Does anyone in the room wish to make public comment? No? Anyone online? Does anyone online wish to comment? Okay. Hearing none, I will close public comment. Or do we have a motion to close public comment?
Motion to close public comment.
Okay.
Seconded.
Thank you. Okay, and with that, staff has nothing further, so unless, Commissioner Edwards or any of the planning commissioners have anything else to add or any more questions, I will ask for a motion.
Okay.
And Ruth, would you mind helping us craft that motion for the condition for the parking?
I just think under 5, you just add, subject to parking requirements. So condition 5, just.
Condition 4,
Condition 4, I think.
so currently
Yeah.
says, pursuant to
I'm
section.
sorry, yeah,
Pursuant to section, a landscaping plan shall be submitted to CPD for review and approval prior to the opening of the facility to the public.
so that's just still subject to,
Yeah, I think it's subject to the code, so if the code says that, then I think
Okay.
that wording triggers it.
yeah, subject to the parking code.
Okay. Great. All right, who would like to make a motion?
I can read. Good. My phone's off the scroll.
I move that the planning commission approve file number 2419, a site plan review proposed by ROC Pizza LLC at 2017 North Poplar Street pursuant to the standards of section 3.15 site plan review. Further finding that the approval criteria pursuant to Lake County Land Development Code section 3.15.3F can be met as evidenced in that staff report dated June 10th, 2024 for file number 24-19 and conditioned as follows. 1, a boundary survey or ALTA survey shall be submitted to Community Planning and Development prior to the opening of the facility to the public. Upon approval by CPD, the survey shall be recorded. 2, the sign pole and frame shall be removed prior to the issuance of a certificate of occupancy. 3, the parking lot shall be repaired where necessary, seal coated and restriped prior to the opening of the facility to the public. 4, and we decided to keep it as is in this. 4, pursuant to section 6.15.4E, a landscaping plan shall be submitted to CPD for review and approval prior to the opening of the facility to the public. 5, obtain a retail food license from the Lake County Public Health Department before opening to the public. 6, the interior will need to be reviewed by LLCFR. Building may need to have a monitored fire alarm system. B, emergency egress of building shall meet current code requirements. C, plans of cooking appliances shall be submitted to LLCFR for review and if a hood system is required. D, all other fire code requirements shall be met as more information is available. 7, Parkville will need an approved backflow valve installed with a current certification. 8, if the gas and or electric loads increase from the existing load requirements, the meters will need to be brought up to current Excel standards. Current Excel standards include having the meters in a safe, easily accessible location that is not under a drip edge of the roof line. The roof cannot shed snow, ice on top of or in front of the meters. 9, all statements made in the application and in hearing shall be considered as conditions of approval unless they conflict with any other conditions of approval. And finding that 1, the proposed site plan is in substantial conformance with the expressed purposes, intents, goals, and policies of the Lake County Comprehensive Plan and any ancillary county acknowledged or adopted documents pertaining to natural resource protection, affordable housing infrastructure management, or any area-specific community plans. 2, the proposed site plan conforms to the requirements and provisions of this code. 3, the proposed site plan adequately addresses the submittal requirement items. 4, the proposed site plan is consistent with and in harmony with neighboring land uses and future intended land uses in the area. 5, the proposed site plan is substantially in compliance with the requirements and provisions of section 6.15 design criteria.
We have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Richard, congratulations. We will work with you on the parking requirements, and we'll be in touch about your building permits. But thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right.
It's nice to meet all of you guys.
Good to meet you.
All right.
That is all staff has tonight. So do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Seconded?
And all in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Thank you, everyone on Zoom. Have a good night.